Hey guys, it's your girl D again, and I am back with another testimony time. Yes, I am sharing testimonies to encourage you guys and even myself, because we overcome by the blood and by the word of our testimonies. Testimonies are so powerful. They are so powerful. I think as Christians, we need to always remind ourselves of how powerful testimonies are, because sometimes I think we forget, especially when we go through tough times. We forget how powerful testimonies are. Just thinking back to that story when, or that moment in time where God came through for you, that can carry you through a difficult time that you'll be facing at any particular time. Um, but guys, before wasting any time, or rather without wasting any time, please subscribe to my channel. Do remember to subscribe, like, comment, share, do all those amazing things, and I will get started with part 3 of my cancer journey, my cancer story. I think last week I ended where I was talking more about all the other things that happen when you are going through the cancer, the chemo treatment. It's not just you're fighting a devil over here of cancer. Other things come up. Other things present themselves before you. I mentioned how I had a clot in my leg, and then also lost my hair, also had kidney issues. I actually want to start today with the story of another thing that happened during my journey while I was getting treatment. So, because with cancer, they're constantly having to take your blood, guys. You get used to needles, but I actually never got used to needles. But I must say, I'm not afraid of needles anymore. But I never really got used to them either. I don't know if that makes sense. I never got used to needles all the time. Okay, giving your arm, all right. Because also my veins were so hard to find all the time. So what they normally do, especially with cancer patients, is they insert a pot, like a pot, like a cooking pot, but not like that. It's just how it's spelled the same and it sounds the same, but it's not the same thing. Not like a cooking pot, but a pot is like a device that they insert it like under your skin in this area, upper chest area. If you can have a look here, this is my scar. This is like where they inserted the pot. Yeah, the scar is quite huge. I hate it. Okay, I don't hate it, but yeah, I hate that I have a scar, but I don't hate the scar. If that makes sense. Anyways, they put the pot sits like just underneath the skin, when you can feel the pot also, especially with me because my upper body is so tiny. Um, and the pot has like what's this tubes connected to it that go into your large veins, and arteries. So that is just to help with blood transfusions, quick things, quick tests. When they need to take blood, they just go to the pot. When they also administer the chemo, they just connect it to the pot, so that they don't have to be searching for veins and stuff. Especially for us who just these veins are not showing, difficult to find veins. So a pot is just an easy way to just get the job done. So let me tell you about my pot journey. My pot journey. My pot journey. No kidding, guys. Anyways, so they decided, no, let's insert a pot to make things easier. Okay, right. So guys, can't the pain that I had already endured, just before before even going for treatment, was just a lot. Like the pain I endured during my cancer journey, just having cancer, even before I was tested, that was just the worst pain ever. Like in my life, I have never experienced that kind of pain before, nor have I experienced it after. You know what I mean? But this This pain I'm gonna tell you about now with the pot story. This was the worst pain I have ever experienced in my life. Of all the pains I experienced during my cancer journey, this right here was the worst, the very worst. So I go in for the operation. Immediately after the operation, guys, I am in pain. And also, it's like this pain goes down my entire arm. Do you know what I mean? And the cord, somehow those tubes, the the tubes that are connected to the port, um, they had to go up here. You see here, there's another scar here. They had to go up first before they go down, apparently because my body was tiny, so they had to go up before they go down. So those tubes went up and then down. But remember, this is within, inside of me. Um, but I can only like feel the pot. Okay, the pot is over here. I could feel it, and then the cords went up and down into those large arteries. But immediately, guys, coming back from theater, yo, I couldn't even move my neck. I am in pain. Pain is shooting down my arm. Yo, I am crying. The surgeon comes in to see me. Now they have to test with the nurse um, if the pot works. Guys, because the nurses, they tried first to check and it wasn't working. They couldn't get it right. They called the surgeon. The surgeon comes in. What's going on? Why isn't this pot working? Yay! Guys, did that surgeon not bring out the most most massive like injection? Hey, like I'm telling you, that was like huge. There it goes, into the pot, and then he went to see if it would flow. Well, it did, but yo, it was so. It went. At that point, I'm screaming in pain. I remember the surgeon could not even deal. Also, he couldn't deal. He got out of there as soon as he could. He couldn't handle. He couldn't handle me in pain. He left me to the nurses, but the pot was working. Remember, I'm busy getting my chemo. I'm going back and forth. I remember I was in Vereeniging at this point, lying on the bed, and the next thing, at that time that I had now recovered from the pot pain, but it was still the same week. Like by day 4, 5, I had recovered, from that pot pain operation, and then I was back in for Enaching. But I remember just sitting. Within a week of getting that pot in bed, I'm on my cancer, my chemo drip. Next thing, I feel something here, like as if I can't breathe. There's a pressure on my neck. Hey! I'm like, hey, call the nurse. Nurse, come through. Nurse comes in, what's going on? I'm like, hey, there's something here on my neck. I can't. Pressure, please. She stopped the drip. Called the doctor. The doctor's like, send her for scans. I go for scans. Just guess what the scans revealed. Just guess. The pot, the tube. Remember I said the tube goes up and down. It was blocked. The tube was blocked. And guess what? The management is remove the pot. So after enduring so much pain, this pot now needs to be removed. And then I'm back to like needles into my arms. I was not happy. I was not happy at all. But then back to theater, remove the stupid pot. Anyways, that was that story. So as eventually I get all my cancer treatment. I remember it was like I said, from June holidays, I didn't go back to school. That's when I was receiving my treatment till December. And then I think by December time I was fine. They were like, no, you're done with chemo now. Hallelujah, thank God. But then I go home, they're like, no, you're clear, we don't see the cancer anymore. We seem to have, killed it. The cancer was killed it. It was killed, yes. Then, but then the next year, I go back to school, and obviously I didn't do the second half of grade 10. But my school was so dope. They were like, no, fam, we know you. You are D, dynamite. We trust you. Go to grade 11. I went to grade 11. Even without doing half of grade 10, I was just, passed on, promoted to grade 11. And but what I remember is that's probably why I struggled with chemistry, because how they planned it out at my school with physical science, we did chemistry the second half, and then we do the normal physical science, like the momentums and everything, and the forces the first half. Then the second half was like how they structured it with science. First half physical science, second half chemistry. Um, so so I didn't do grade 10 chemistry basically, and then grade 11 and 12 I saw flames with chemistry. Anyways, back to the subject matter. In grade 11, early on, I remember in Jan, when I'm back at school, they called me back. They're like, no, you need to come back. We're not done with your treatment. I'm like, what? What? I must come back. They're like, no, fam, come back. I go back, and they're like, no, we have to do, you have to do radiation now, because, cancer, yes, the chemo has killed the cancer. But we just need to make sure, that's one of our just to make sure. And then, so you have to do radiation for that. So now I went back for the radiation. Guys, maybe one day I will tell you the story of radiation, because that's just another story also. But it was radiation for 3 weeks. And I also have to go to for radiation. Well, unlike chemo, radiation doesn't involve like needles and pinpricks and so forth. You just about lie there, and then the radiation machine just goes. But anyone who is in the medical field knows how dangerous radiation is dangerous. But for me, what it did was it made me so sick. It made me so nauseous. I was sick. I remember after the first week of radiation, the weekend, I was so sick, and it made me constipated as well. I remember being sick. Have you ever vomited like the whole day? That's what happened to me on that Saturday after like week of radiation. Because I only received it Monday to Friday, then weekend home, back on Monday. That first weekend, I was throwing up on that Saturday the whole day. Like the whole day, I was throwing up. To the point where I felt I'm going to throw up my stomach now. Now my stomach is going to come out, because there's nothing more to vomit out. Because whatever I'll try to, okay, let's just try an apple. Let's just try to eat a banana. Nothing would stay in. It would come out. I vomited all my stomach juices to the point where I felt even my stomach now is going to come out. But anyways, guys, had radiation, and I have been cancer free ever since. Been on remission. No sickness, no cancer story. I have, survived this disease. Terrible disease. For those who like statistics, cancer is actually in the top 4. In the top 4 of the most deadly diseases in the world. So cancer kills millions and millions of people a year. It's in the top 4 of the diseases that kills the most people in the world. You also have diabetes there, yeah, diabetes, and then you have cardiopulmonary diseases as well. You have heart diseases, and then cancer is there. I think it is number 4. It's in the top 4. So cancer is a very deadly disease. It also takes away a lot of lives around the world. So I am so grateful to God for sparing my life. And even as I mentioned in the beginning, I told you guys that God, we're going to get through this together. Indeed, me and God got through it. We made it. I am now happy to call myself a cancer survivor. Yes, by the grace of God, rather, I have survived cancer. So, guys, this is my cancer story. This is my testimony of how I survived cancer. So, guys, remember to subscribe, like, share my channel, share my stories, and do comment. And I will see you next time with another testimony. Woohoo! Bye, guys.